Hey guys, this is a VR to my other brother Red October out there in the great state of Texas. Red, I really appreciate your faith in humanity, man. I do. But having watched it happen and progress over the last 60 odd years out here in California, because this used to be the wild, wild west. I mean, wilder than Texas is, freer, than it is now. Before it turned into what it is now, I can tell you beyond any shadow of a doubt that there is no compromise at which they'll stop coming back for more. They won't stop taking. They won't stop taking till they've got it all, and then they'll just look for something else to take and something more to take. A year doesn't go by in California that we don't pass a whole nother bunch of anti-gun bills. It doesn't happen, and it's been going on for since the 80s, really, since the 80s. And some of them are very direct, banning, flash hiders, banning adjustable stocks, stupid crap like that. And some of them are much more indirect, such as they passed a law requiring any handgun to be sold in the state to pass this drop test that the state performs for each make and model of the gun. And they charge $500,000 to do the test for your gun. Well, the manufacturers look at that and they say, we're not going to make $500,000 back on the sales of XYZ gun in the state of California, and it's not worth the trouble, so forget it. We're just not going to do the drop test thing, and that gun's no longer available out here. And it goes on and on and on. The stuff I can't buy out here you wouldn't believe. It is way, 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 way worse than the impression that people have outside of this state. When you actually go to the gun store, I'd like to buy this handgun. You can't have that model Glock. Why not? It doesn't, this drop test. Or, you can't have that. Because it only comes standard with an 11-round magazine. You can't buy this. And you can't, it gets ridiculous. When I bought my last handgun, my little revolver, my CC gun, I went through 6 other choices. There were 6 other guns I tried to buy first that didn't actually violate any California law, but I couldn't get them here. I couldn't buy them here because they had not been through this, that, or the other bureaucratic crap, and never will. So they won't stop. They'll be back day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. There is no compromise. And furthermore, I might add, if you simply read the Second Amendment, which I'm sure you have, but read it and ask yourself, what is there to discuss? What is there to meet about or compromise about? A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state. Keyword free there. Because you aren't a free state if you can't raise a militia. Then you are just another bunch of peasants working for government or suffering the tyranny of pure democracy. The tyranny of the masses, as it were. Militia being necessary for the security of a free state. The right of the people, to keep and bear arms. To keep and bear, to have and to hold arms. Arms are military weapons. Arms are not hunting rifles or whatever. Arms are military weapons. Not just guns. Arms. Shall not be infringed. To infringe something means to just approach it, just touch the very edge of it. Okay, not even the heart of the matter, just touch the very edge of it. There is no compromise to be had. There is nothing to discuss. There is no middle ground. It's just quite simply plain and clear. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Period. And most people don't realize there was, of course, intense debate about this amendment when the Constitution was being written between our founding fathers. But what they were debating was not whether or not to enshrine in the Constitution that this right specifically existed. And remember, the Constitution is also very clear that these are not the only rights people have, but um, the debate was not whether or not to enshrine the right in the Constitution. The debate was whether or not to require people to keep and bear arms. Many of our founding fathers wanted anyone who was a landowner to be required to keep a minimum amount of, military capability in their possession so that they could defend the free republic. And it was finally decided to just enshrine the right, but they didn't require people because there was a general feeling, or the majority felt, that that itself was kind of an intrusion on the idea of the free individual on which this nation was founded. So, anyway, that's that. There's nothing to compromise on. King George didn't listen, and we had to clarify ourselves. And these people are not going to listen either. I know. I've been through a lifetime of trying to get them to listen, and they don't. And we will one day have to clarify ourselves again. And to my brothers out there who are chomping at the bit to clarify themselves, I would like to make the point that our forefathers did not take that step until it was the right time, until it was necessary. It was when the British and King George came for our weapons at Lexington and Concord, when they came to take away our guns. That was when the time was right. Had the colonists reacted prior to too far prior to that, had they moved too soon, it wouldn't have worked. Had they moved too late, it would have all been over. We'd ended up like Canada or something. I don't know, and not the unique liberty-based nation that we are. So they moved at just the right time and in just the right way. The key to success, the road to success, is the right action at the right moment, at the right time. Right action, right time. Wrong action, right time leads to failure. Wrong action, wrong time leads to failure. Right action, wrong time leads to failure. Okay, so right action, right time. Keep that in mind, my brothers, when the day comes. God bless you all, and bless us all with peace and prosperity. And I hope and pray that something in humanity changes so that my brother Red can be right and I can be wrong, and that people do actually become reasonable and respectful of each other's rights as an individual, and do become able to compromise and understand things, understand each other. But I don't see it happening. I'm out.